Every night, your brain performs one of the strangest transformations in nature. Within minutes, your muscles stop responding, your sense of time disappears, and your mind begins building an entirely new world. One that can feel more convincing than reality itself. You can visit places you've never seen, speak with people who no longer exist, solve problems that seemed impossible before you fell asleep. But here's the question. If dreams are meaningless, why has evolution allowed every healthy human brain to spend thousands of hours creating them? What if dreaming isn't a mistake? What if it's one of the brain's most sophisticated survival tools? Today, we're exploring the incredible science behind dreams, what happens inside your brain while you sleep, and why modern neuroscience believes those strange nighttime stories may be far more important than most people realize. For centuries, people imagined sleep as a period when the brain simply switched off. No thinking, no activity, just rest. That idea lasted until scientists began studying sleeping volunteers using electrical sensors that recorded brain activity. What they discovered shocked the scientific community. Instead of becoming quiet, the brain suddenly became incredibly active during certain parts of the night. Its activity sometimes looked almost identical to someone who was fully awake. Even stranger, although the person's eyes were closed, they were moving rapidly beneath the eyelids as if they were watching an invisible movie. Whenever researchers gently woke someone during this stage, the answer was almost always the same. I was dreaming. This discovery introduced the world to REM sleep, short for rapid eye movement, one of the most fascinating states the human brain can enter. That really happens during REM sleep? Although dreaming feels effortless, your brain is carrying out several extraordinary biological processes at exactly the same time. One of the first things your brain does is disconnect most voluntary muscle movement. This temporary paralysis protects you. Without this safety system, your body might actually try to perform those movements. You could jump from bed, hit nearby furniture, or accidentally injure yourself, or someone sleeping beside you. Instead, your brain allows the adventure to happen safely inside your mind while keeping your body perfectly still. It's one of nature's smartest protective mechanisms. As your muscles become quiet, another part of your brain becomes incredibly busy. The visual areas responsible for creating images begin working at full power. That's why dreams often feel astonishingly realistic. A familiar street may appear brighter. A stranger's face may look perfectly detailed. Even impossible events, walking underwater, floating through space, or visiting another century, can seem completely believable. Your brain isn't simply remembering pictures. It's generating an entirely new reality from stored memories, emotions, and imagination. For a few hours every night, your mind becomes both the filmmaker and the audience. Have you ever accepted something completely absurd in a dream without questioning it? Maybe your childhood home suddenly became an airport. Maybe your pet started giving you life advice. Maybe you attended an important meeting wearing pajamas and nobody seemed to notice. While you're dreaming, these situations often feel perfectly normal. That's because the brain region responsible for critical thinking and logical judgment becomes far less active during REM sleep. Instead of analyzing events, your brain simply experiences them. Only after waking do you realize how bizarre everything actually was. Perhaps the greatest mystery is not why we dream, it's why we forget them so quickly. The chemicals responsible for creating strong, long-term memories become much less active during REM sleep. As a result, even the most emotional dream can begin disappearing within minutes after waking. It's like writing an incredible story on a whiteboard that slowly erases itself with every passing second. Sometimes only a single image survives, a conversation, a strange place, a feeling you can't explain. Everything else quietly slips away. But here's something even more fascinating. This incredible experience doesn't happen randomly. Your brain follows an astonishing schedule every single night. And understanding that schedule reveals why some dreams feel so vivid while others vanish before sunrise. The brain's nightly schedule. Dreams don't appear at random. Your brain follows a carefully organized routine every single night, repeating the same pattern several times before morning. Scientists call this pattern the sleep cycle. On an average night, Most people complete 4 to 6 sleep cycles, with each one lasting about 90 minutes. Think of it like taking the same journey over and over, but each trip becomes slightly different. At first, your brain guides you into light sleep. This is the stage where you're only partly disconnected from the outside world. A phone vibrating, a dog barking, or someone quietly calling your name. Any of these could easily wake you up. Then your brain takes you much deeper. Deep sleep, the body's repair workshop. During deep sleep, your brain produces slow, powerful electrical waves. While your mind becomes quiet, your body gets to work. Damaged tissues begin repairing. Muscles recover from the day's activities. Your immune system strengthens. Hormones responsible for growth and recovery are released. It's less like switching off and more like sending your body into a full maintenance program. If someone wakes you during this stage, you'll probably feel confused, heavy, and disoriented for several minutes. After your body has completed much of its physical repair, something remarkable happens. Brain activity suddenly increases again. Your eyes begin moving rapidly beneath closed eyelids. Your imagination becomes incredibly vivid. This is REM sleep, the stage where most memorable dreams take place. But here's something many people don't realize. The amount of REM sleep changes throughout the night. Early in the night, your brain spends more time restoring your body through deep sleep. As morning approaches, those REM periods become longer and more frequent. That's why your most emotional, detailed, and unforgettable dreams often happen just before your alarm clock rings. Sometimes, you wake up in the middle of an incredible dream, only to lose almost all of it within moments. Dreaming isn't unique to humans. Scientists have observed REM sleep in many mammals and several species of birds. If you've ever watched a sleeping dog gently moving its paws, softly barking, or wagging its tail, there's a good chance its brain is experiencing a dream of its own. Although we can't know exactly what animals dream about, the evidence strongly suggests that dreaming is a widespread biological process, not just a human curiosity. Long before brain scanners and sleep laboratories existed, people searched for answers in mythology, religion, and tradition. Without scientific tools, dreams seemed supernatural. Many ancient civilizations believed dreams were messages sent from invisible forces. Some cultures thought dreams predicted the future. Others believed they revealed hidden truths about life. In ancient Egypt, dreams were treated with remarkable importance. People sometimes visited special temples, hoping to receive meaningful dreams while they slept. The following morning, trained interpreters would explain what those dreams supposedly revealed. A frightening dream wasn't always considered bad. In some cases, it was seen as a sign of protection or future good fortune. To them, dreams were less about the mind and more about destiny. Everything shifted in the early 20th century. Instead of asking whether dreams came from the gods, psychologist Sigmund Freud asked whether they came from the unconscious mind. He believed our hidden wishes, emotions, and unresolved conflicts appeared in dreams, but not directly. According to Freud, the brain disguised these thoughts using symbols and unusual stories. A simple object could represent something much deeper. An ordinary conversation might reflect an emotional struggle. To Freud, dreams were coded, messages waiting to be interpreted. His ideas transformed psychology and influenced generations of therapists, writers, and artists. Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung agreed that dreams carried meaning, but he believed they reached even further. Rather than focusing only on personal experiences, Jung proposed that people share universal symbols that appear across cultures. Figures like the hero, the wise guide, the shadow, the child. These recurring images, he believed, reflected patterns buried deep within the human mind. Dreams weren't simply exposing hidden desires. They were helping people understand themselves, confront inner conflicts, and gradually become more psychologically balanced. For decades, these ideas shaped how millions of people thought about dreams. As technology improved, scientists gained something previous generations never had. They could actually watch the brain while people dreamed. Modern brain imaging revealed that dreaming wasn't driven only by mystery or symbolism. It involved measurable patterns of brain activity. Instead of asking, what secret message does this dream contain? Researchers began asking a different question. Why would evolution invest so much energy in creating dreams every single night? That simple question opened the door to several of the most important scientific theories about dreaming. Ideas that continue to shape neuroscience today. Your next breakthrough might begin with a single question. For hundreds of years, people searched for hidden meanings in dreams. But today's neuroscientists are asking a different question. Instead of wondering what every dream symbolizes, they ask why dreaming exists in the first place. Creating vivid dreams requires enormous amounts of energy. If dreams served no purpose, evolution would likely have eliminated them millions of years ago. The fact that almost every healthy human dream suggests something important is happening while we sleep. Scientists have proposed several fascinating theories, and each one explains a different piece of the puzzle. Imagine opening thousands of photos on your phone at the same time. Family pictures, vacation memories, random screenshots, old messages. Everything appears together in complete chaos. Your first instinct would be to organize it into something meaningful. Many researchers believe your brain does something similar during REM sleep. As different brain regions become active, memories, emotions, and images are triggered in no particular order. Rather than allowing complete chaos, your brain automatically connects those pieces into a story. That's why dreams often feel like strange movies. One scene suddenly changes into another. People transform without explanation. Places merge together in impossible ways. The dream isn't following logic. It's your brain creating order from randomness. Sometimes the result is beautiful. Sometimes it's bizarre. But either way, your brain dislikes meaningless chaos. Think about everything your brain experiences in a single day. Conversations, faces, names, emails, music, traffic, emotions. Your brain can't keep everything forever. If it did, your memory would quickly become overwhelmed. While you sleep, your brain begins sorting through the day's experiences. Important information gets stored. It's similar to organizing thousands of files on a computer. Without regular maintenance, finding anything important would become almost impossible. Research has even shown that people who dream about a task they're learning often perform better afterward. Whether it's mastering a language, improving a sport, or solving a difficult puzzle, dreaming may allow the brain to continue practicing long after the body has gone to sleep. In other words, sleep isn't the end of learning. Sometimes it's when learning becomes stronger. Now let's talk about the dreams nobody enjoys. Running from danger, falling from impossible heights, getting lost, being chased. Almost everyone has experienced nightmares. But why would evolution create something so frightening? Some psychologists believe nightmares function like emergency simulations. Imagine a flight simulator used to train pilots. The situations feel dangerous. The pressure feels real. But nobody is actually in danger. Dreams may work the same way. They allow your brain to rehearse threatening situations inside a completely safe environment. Thousands of years ago, our ancestors faced predators, harsh environments, and constant uncertainty. Practicing those dangers, even while asleep, may have improved survival. Today, the threats have changed, but the brain still prepares us for uncertainty. Nightmares might not be signs that something is wrong. They could be evidence that your brain is practicing how to respond under pressure. Instead, many of our biggest fears involve other people. Being rejected, being embarrassed, making mistakes, losing relationships, standing in front of an audience and forgetting what to say. Dreams frequently recreate these emotional situations. You may dream about arriving late to an important interview, sending the wrong message, failing an important exam, or feeling completely unprepared in front of a crowd. These experiences can feel incredibly real. Some researchers believe your brain is practicing emotional responses before they happen in real life. By repeatedly simulating difficult conversations and stressful situations, dreams may help you become more emotionally flexible and socially prepared. It's almost like emotional training while you sleep. Have you ever struggled with a difficult problem all day, only to wake up the next morning with a solution? This happens more often than many people realize. During REM sleep, The brain's logical control becomes less dominant. Without its usual limits, ideas that normally seem unrelated can suddenly connect. A scientist might discover a new pattern. An artist may imagine a new design. A musician could hear an original melody. An entrepreneur might think of an unexpected solution. Creativity often appears when the brain is free from its normal rules. Dreams give your imagination permission to explore combinations that your waking mind would probably reject. Sometimes those impossible ideas become real innovations. Many breakthroughs begin with a question. Occasionally, the answer arrives while you're asleep. Transition. At this point, dreams already seem far more useful than most people imagine. They may organize memories, strengthen learning, practice survival, improve social skills, and even inspire creativity. But one modern theory goes even further. It suggests that dreams may exist for a surprisingly practical reason, one that has nothing to do with emotions, symbolism, or imagination. Instead, it may simply be your brain protecting one of your most important senses. We turn complex science into simple, fascinating stories that help you better understand your mind, your behavior, and the world around you. So far, we've explored theories suggesting that dreams help organize memories, improve creativity, prepare us for danger, and strengthen social skills. But one of the newest ideas in neuroscience asks a completely different question. What if dreams exist simply to protect your brain? It sounds almost unbelievable. Yet the science behind this idea is surprisingly compelling. One of the most remarkable discoveries in modern neuroscience is something called neuroplasticity. Your brain isn't a rigid machine with permanently assigned sections. Instead, it's constantly adapting. Different brain regions compete for activity. If one area stays inactive for too long, nearby regions can begin taking over its job. Think of it like an unused building in a busy city. If nobody maintains it, someone else eventually moves in and gives it a different purpose. Your brain works in a similar way. It hates wasted space. Every region wants to stay active. Now think about what happens every night. For 6, 7, or even 8 hours, your eyes receive almost no visual information. The visual cortex, the part of your brain responsible for processing sight, suddenly has very little to do. From an evolutionary perspective, that's a problem. If that area remained inactive night after night, other brain systems could slowly begin using some of its resources. That could reduce the brain's efficiency when you wake up. Evolution rarely tolerates inefficiency. So how did the brain solve this challenge? Neuroscientist David Eagleman proposed a fascinating explanation known as the defensive activation theory. According to this idea, dreams aren't just entertainment. They're a maintenance program. Every 90 minutes or so, during REM sleep, the brain floods the visual cortex with internally generated images. These vivid dream scenes keep the visual system active, even while your eyes are closed. It's similar to a computer screensaver. When the outside world becomes inactive, the system generates movement to prevent inactivity. In the same way, dreams may continuously stimulate the visual cortex, reminding the rest of the brain, this territory is still in use. If this theory is correct, dreaming isn't simply about imagination. It may be helping preserve one of your most valuable abilities, your vision. So, which theory is correct? Do dreams organize memories? Train us for danger? Improve creativity? Prepare us for social situations? Protect the visual cortex? The most honest answer science can offer today is probably all of them. Evolution rarely creates a complex system for only one purpose. Instead, it often builds one mechanism that solves multiple problems at once. Dreams may have started with one biological function. Over millions of years, the brain could have expanded that same system into something far more powerful. A single night of dreaming might strengthen memories, process emotions, spark creativity, prepare us for tomorrow, and protect important brain circuits, all at the same time. The human brain is incredibly efficient. Despite everything neuroscience has discovered, dreams remain one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of the human brain. We've mapped distant galaxies, decoded human DNA, built machines capable of learning, and created artificial intelligence that can solve problems in seconds. Yet every night, each of us enters a private world that science still cannot fully explain. A place where memories mix with imagination, where impossible things feel completely real, where emotions become stories, and where the brain quietly continues working while the rest of the body sleeps. So tonight, as you close your eyes and drift into sleep, remember this. You're not simply resting. Your brain is building worlds, strengthening memories, solving problems, and preparing you for another day, all while you have no idea it's happening. And maybe, somewhere inside tonight's dream, your mind will create an idea that changes your life. If you enjoyed exploring the hidden science behind dreams, subscribe to Mind Matter and turn on notifications so you never miss our next journey into psychology, neuroscience, and human behavior. Leave a comment below. What's the most unforgettable dream you've ever had? We'd love to hear your story. If you found this video valuable, like it, share it with someone who loves psychology, and check out the next Mind Matter video on your screen. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep exploring the extraordinary world inside your mind.